In the church today, we need more men like the man of Psalm 112. We need more women, too, and children like this person in Psalm 112. With thanks in his heart to God, the author of the psalm praises the attributes of the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commandments, verse 1 says. Sadly, already, many modern hearers feel lost. Should we really fear God, we wonder? Should we really be excited about commandments? Isn't Christianity about faith in Jesus, not fearing God? And don't we live in an age of grace, not law? But even the New Testament teaches the need to fear God. Luke 23, 2 Corinthians 5, just a few examples. Fearing God is simply recognizing his greatness and responding accordingly, as Jesus himself commands us to in Luke 12, verse 5. And part of recognizing who God is and responding to his holiness is keeping his commandments. If you love Jesus, you will keep his commandments, Jesus says in John 14:15. Here's what will be true of the person who fears God and rejoices in his law. He will raise prosperous offspring, verse 2, leaving a legacy of material prosperity and spiritual righteousness, grace, mercy, generosity, and justice, verses 3 through 5 and verse 9. The person who fears the Lord will not be shaken by lesser fears. Listen to verses 6 through 8. The righteous will never be moved. He will not be afraid of bad news. His heart is firm, trusting in the Lord. His heart is steady. He will not be afraid. Those who fear God know him to be the Lord of hosts. Psalm 46, 7 and 11. The Lord who commands his armies against all of his adversaries. In a world so ruled by fear and hate and selfishness, godly people can stand out by being brave, loving, and good. By contrast, the wicked man will give way to anger, and the psalm says in verse 10, he melts away. His plans will come to nothing. The desire of the wicked will perish. Also verse 10. Psalm 112 wants us to choose wisely what kind of person we will be. But the psalm, as we should expect, is not first about us. The human writer isn't describing himself. No specific historical details or circumstances are given. The psalm first describes the ideal man, Jesus. Who else combines grace and mercy with boldness and triumph? To have more Psalm 112 people in our churches and in our world requires that we become united to Christ by faith and that we will learn from him, as Jesus asks us to in Matthew 11. Learn from him to fear God and obey his holy will. Let's listen to Psalm 112. Praise the Lord. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commandments. His offspring will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches are in his house, and his righteousness endures forever. Light dawns in the darkness for the upright. He is gracious, merciful, and righteous. It is well with the man who deals generously and lends, who conducts his affairs with justice. For the righteous will never be moved. He will be remembered forever. He's not afraid of bad news. His heart is firm, trusting in the Lord. His heart is steady. He will not be afraid until he looks in triumph on his enemies. He has distributed freely. He has given to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. His horn is exalted in honor. The wicked man sees it and is angry. He gnashes his teeth and melts away. The desire of the wicked will perish.